Good evening, beautiful, beautiful GL family. Good evening, Rebecca. Good evening to our beautiful hostess with the mostess, Adele. So nice to have you here with us this evening.
Hi, Melissa. Lovely to be here. Hi, Rebecca. Welcome, everybody.
I just want to introduce our beautiful, beautiful co-host, Adele. I had the privilege of meeting Adele this past Sunday. And ladies and gentlemen, I've just got to say, she really is part of this heartbeat of our amazing community. So Adele, we are so excited that you're here with us this evening. And, you know, we're just looking forward to the amazing training that you're going to be sharing with our amazing community tonight. Just to tell you guys more about our wonderful Adele. Adele, like myself, lives in Johannesburg, South Africa. I live in the north, she lives in the south. So we're quite far away from each other. But after, I think, knowing each other for almost a year, we finally got to meet this weekend. Adele is, oh goodness, where do I begin? She's an amazing pediatric occupational therapist by profession. And she has just got this beautiful heart for kids and community. She's a community activist who's always keen just to get involved in all things community based, whether it's in her own local community, from looking out. And when we were driving on Sunday, she was like, oh my gosh, look, Felissa, there's some cables that are like laying all over, you know, that's quite dangerous, to actually making a change in the community, whether it be in Gift of Legacy or in her community at home. Adele is also an amazing devoted mommy to her son, Sheldon, who's in 12th grade, who's an avid hockey player. So over and above all the beautiful infographics that I'm sure everybody has seen in Gift of Legacy, she's also a hockey mom. So her mommy duties keep her very, very busy. So without further ado, I just want to welcome our beautiful Adele. And I just want to ask everybody just to listen to how Adele is going to just walk us through how to fish effectively without going against any of the T's and C's in Gift of Legacy. And yeah, Adele, I'm just going to hand it over to you so you can wow us and take us away.
Oh, Melissa, thank you so much. You know, Sunday was such an amazing day because I've watched so many of you ladies on the Zoom calls, and I had some serious FOMO because you all kept going to gatherings and meetings, and meeting you on Sunday with Petra and Angela, and having Jenny there with us. It was absolutely amazing that the five of us could just spend time together and get to know each other. So thank you for a really beautiful day. It started my week in such a special way. So thank you so much. And I'm really excited to be here. Rebecca, I'm going to try and speak slowly. As a therapist, I understand that you need me to enunciate clearly. I will try and do that. I do get excited from a little girl. My dad always told me to speak slowly, and he's on the call. So hi, Dad. And I'm going to try and speak slowly. I'm here to share with you this evening a little bit of me to help you and just to make this a really fun evening. I know you were expecting Chris and Jenny. Unfortunately, things have changed and some things have come up and they can't be here. But Melissa, thank you for stepping in at the 11th hour, for being here and being my wingman. I now have a wingman, and I'm thrilled that it's you, my sister. So thank you very much. And let me share screen and let's get straight into this.
Awesome. All the best, Adele.
Thank you very much. Just getting it going. Just let me know when you can see it.
Perfectly.
Okay. But we just want to go back a step. So folks, just a little bit about myself. Yes, I am an occupational therapist by profession, as Melissa shared with you. And at the beginning of 2020, I decided to start dabbling in online platforms. I realized that I needed to just supplement my income. And I think I was getting ready in my life for some kind of a change. And Jenny is also an occupational therapist, and she approached me one day at a school where I work, and she started telling me about something online. It wasn't a gifting community, it was something different, and I got involved. And that was my first exposure to anything online. And that is so far out of my comfort zone that I really didn't know where to go. I clearly remember standing in the driveway and saying to Jenny, Jenny, I will do anything you tell me to do. Don't ask me to speak to people. And she said, yes, Adele. And I think because she's so wise and so clever, she knew that I would walk a journey. And I know Jenny's listening in the background. So I just want to give a shout out to her. She has been my rock. She's been my strength. She's not just a mentor, she's become a very dear friend. And she has taught me so much. And I know when I speak tonight, I'm speaking her words because we have worked on this strategy together. This is something we use in our team together. Jenny is the person who invited me into a gifting community, into our precursor program last year. It was an April evening. It was one of the worst evenings of my life. As many people, have had a very difficult lockdown, but that particular night was the evening before a very big shift in my life. And I wasn't in the mood to do anything. And Jenny asked me to watch a Zoom call. I did. And I heard Chris speak. And within 10 minutes into that Zoom call, I was in. I wanted to be in with this gifting community. I just knew that it resonated with me, with my principles of wanting to help people and to be there for people. My motto in lockdown was, lockdown's not going to get me down. And I kept that. It's been hard. It's been challenging. But people like Jenny have kept me going. So thanks, Jen. You're absolutely amazing. And when I talk about making your circle bigger tonight, it's because I have experienced this. I'm not a big networker. In my profession, people call me. I've had phone calls today from mommies asking me, can I help them with their children? I'm not used to phoning people and speaking to them and saying, hey, I'm involved with this thing. Would you like to get involved? I didn't even know where to start. But using my profession, using what I am busy with every day, I work with children with something called visual perception. It's how you perceive what you are seeing. I decided to use those skills to help me. And I'm going to share those ideas with you. And hopefully it'll help you to make your circle bigger and make our Gift of Legacy family circle bigger as well. We all know that promoting Gift of Legacy on social media is not permitted. And it's not because it's a secret or we don't want people to know or we're ashamed of it. No, not at all. We just want to make sure that we are personally inviting people into our community. We want to make sure that we keep the spammers and the scammers out. And we know that we have had an onslaught of security infringements since we launched. And our developers are doing everything to protect our community. But we need to do our part. And if we are putting inappropriate things out on social media, it allows people to put out negative posts on YouTube and other platforms which are not true, which are not valid, and which do harm to our community. So it's really important that we use personal invitation. And until now, we have said we are not allowed to use social media. So I'm going to just shift things a little bit because we can, if we use it correctly and we don't transgress the rules of Gift of Legacy. You see, it's really important that we don't use the name Gift of Legacy or the logo because it is registered and trademarked, and therefore copyright laws apply. If we use the trademark to promote content on our pages, for team builds, to offer discounts or management positions or anything like that that is not authorized by our core leadership and development team, then you stand to be in line for legal action, because this kind of activity is not allowed. So we really just ask people, please, if you can all just be in alignment with us and not use Gift of Legacy's name on social media. So let's look at what we can do. And now my page, I'm just trying to get it to go. Give me a second.
No problem at all. Thank you for highlighting though, Adele, that
it's really important.
That really it's trademarked, so that's very, very important for the community to know.
Okay, so what we are going to be talking about tonight is something that Jenny explained to me when I said to her, but Jen, how do I find people? How am I going to get people to connect with me? This is a question that as a member of admin and support, we see on the groups, we hear from you all the time. And there's been lots of training, but we're going to keep giving you ideas, and maybe one of them will resonate with you. So we're going to talk about attraction marketing tonight. Attraction marketing, or like Jenny uses the word lifestyle marketing, is a way of drawing people to a brand without mentioning the brand. So if I talk about a brand and I use a catchphrase, you will know Just Do It refers to a brand that sells sneakers, okay? If I'm talking about something and I'm using catchphrases, you will know I'm talking about that brand. So if we look at that picture, it explains attraction marketing. And I really want you to keep that picture in your mind at all times, whether you are on social media or in person with people, and you are talking about Gift of Legacy. Keep this picture in mind. You are the magnet, and you want to draw people into you. You want to draw them to you like you are drawing people onto those gifter spots on your boards. And we would all love to do that. Just draw them in and fill up those 8 gifter positions. But we've got to be careful how we do it. And let's go through some of the principles of attraction marketing. The first is that you need to spread the news. So even for the Zoom call tonight, and as we do for all other presentations, we put out posters. We tell people something's going to be happening. It's different. Come and listen. All right, you've got to spread the news, but you've got to be excited about it. You can't just say, hey, there's a Zoom call, come and watch it. It's going to be cool. And no one's going to watch you. So you've really got to spread it and be excited. The second thing that's important is to keep it real. Be true to yourself. Be authentic in what you are saying. You've got to speak words that are true to the way you normally speak. I'm not going to suddenly start talking in slang that teenagers use and start using words like yo and lit, because it's not within my normal speech pattern. But I will use words like awesome and amazing. Okay, that's a silly example, but you know what I mean? You've got to speak to people the way you normally speak. If you start acting weird and speaking weird, people are going to feel that and they're not going to be interested. The third thing is you really need to know your stuff. There's no other way to put it. You need to know what you're talking about, and no, you don't need to present to people. We always say, give the trailer, not the movie. Tell people that you're into, you're doing something, you're interested about something, and let them come and watch a Zoom call and watch the full movie. But you've got to know what you're talking about. It's a gifting community. It's not MLM. It's not network marketing. Tell people something that lets them know that you know what you're talking about. And then the fourth point is to be consistent. And I really believe in that, especially on social media. If you reach out to somebody, even in person, they might say no. That doesn't mean no, never, I don't want to hear from you again. It just means not now. For you, it means next opportunity. That's what no means. It means you speak to the next person, but you come back for the next opportunity. And I'm not saying you need to nag people or bug them, but I'll show you a way just now where you can consistently give people information, keep them updated. Just think of those flyers or pamphlets that you get in the print media about certain restaurants or chain stores and their specials. So you need to let people know about the things that are happening in Gift of Legacy. And then the fifth point, be open. If people ask you a question, don't shy off and avoid it and then start talking about your pet animals. Just say to them, you know what, I'm not really sure, but I'm going to speak to somebody who does know and then get back to you. So you need to be familiar with your audience as well. You need to know what they are thinking, and it links with the next point, know their needs. If I'm talking to somebody who's planning retirement, I'm going to emphasize different benefits of Gift of Legacy compared to somebody who's a busy working person with a young family and, you know, they're worried about their children's school fees. You've got to know what people's needs are. So the way you talk to them is important, and the information you give them on social media is important. And then you need to create interesting content. If this slide right now was boring to you, you wouldn't be watching it, you wouldn't be looking at it, and you wouldn't be interested. So you really need to put out interesting things for people to look at. So what I'm going to focus on tonight is what your status is. And no, I'm not talking about whether you're married or single or if you're employed or unemployed. Okay, I'm talking about your status on social media. And now I've realized lots of people don't know what your status is. I'm not talking about your bio on your Facebook that tells people where you live or what university you went to, what your job is. On WhatsApp and Facebook, there's a way that you can share daily updates. Instagram too. And they only last for 24 hours. So people see them for a short period of time. Now, you might only use your WhatsApp and Facebook in one way, but when you start using your status and your story, people follow that and they watch you. And then you're that magnet drawing people in because they want to see what you post tomorrow and the next day. And then you start becoming an influencer. You know, influencers are not just people who make a lot of money by publishing YouTube videos. We can all become influencers. We can become those magnets drawing people in. When I first started, Jenny said to me, I want you to give me a list of 10 names. I was like, okay, I can do that. Went to my phone, 10 names, and I gave her the 10 names and she helped me to contact them. She then said to me, great, now I want 20 names. And I gave her 20 names. Very proud of myself. Then she asked for 40 and doubled and kept, and eventually I said, Jenny, you keep doubling these numbers. She said, you keep finding the people. And I did. So when people say to us, I've reached out to people and they've said no, and we say to you, how many people have you spoken to? And you say, well, my parents, my cousin, and my work colleague. That's 4 or 5 people. On social media, you can influence lots of people. You can speak to lots of people without speaking to them. So if you're nervous about one-on-one interaction with people, or you're too busy, you have a busy lifestyle, you haven't got time in your diary, you can use social media. We've heard all the excuses. We've heard people saying why you can't find you too, but you really can. And that's what we're going to go through today. So let's start with WhatsApp. Now, normally I do this presentation off my phone, which is always by me. And I actually open my phone and show you. But I'm a little bit nervous of the security infringements we've had. And I've decided to go out of my comfort zone and use a presentation. So I've taken screenshots since about Friday of my status and my interactions on social media. So I'm not just talking the talk tonight, I've walked the walk. And it's not just been these past few days. I do this daily. It's something I always do. So if you are friends with me on WhatsApp and you've got my phone number, you can start watching my status and see I do this every day. So where do you find your WhatsApp status? When you open WhatsApp, on your page, you'll normally see chats where you see all your messages, and then you see in the middle status, and then phone calls. That's when you phone someone on WhatsApp. So you click here on status. And when I click on status, there's a picture of my screen. These are statuses that I put out. I think it was Friday or Saturday, can't remember. But these are statuses that I put on my status in the morning. Now, I'm in a routine. I've done this in lockdown. It's part of me not letting lockdown get me down. I would, every night before I go to bed, after my quiet time and my devotions, I would search on Google for positive, inspiring messages to send to people in the morning. And one of the things I do with them every morning is put them on my WhatsApp status. So I'm going to bed with a positive thought and waking up and putting positivity out there, which can only be a good thing in your life, right? So those are my statuses. I put between 8 and 10 every day, sometimes less, never more than 10. And when I took a screenshot the next day, these are the amounts of people that viewed my personal WhatsApp statuses. So obviously in the beginning, there's 130 odd people, and then it goes up to 99 views. So the numbers are dropping, but that's 99 people looking at one picture. Your WhatsApp status only lasts 24 hours. So in 24 hours, 99 people saw one picture. And we say it's hard to find two. So imagine if we all did this a little bit more consistently. That's the picture that got 99 views. It's just a picture, and I love it. In fact, when I found that picture, it reminded me of Angela. It really did. It looks like her. And you know that we talk about a Ferris wheel in Gift of Legacy. Now, remember, I've been doing this since our precursor program. So people are used to seeing pictures of Ferris wheels and things from me. It's not unusual. Now I put a picture, no quotes, but I typed a message. I said, interested in taking a different ride? Ask me how. ... Just left it like that. 99 people saw that. And that's the desired response. Because the next day, I got a message from my friend Tammy, and she replies to my status and she says, how? I said, ask me how. She says, how? So I say, hi, Tammy. I just got home. Thanks for your message. Watch these 3 short videos. They explain everything. It's something different. I absolutely love it. So does my bank account. Ferris wheel emoji, because I put Ferris wheels wherever I can. And I put the 3 videos. So 99 people saw that. 1 person got back to me, and I've got a contact. Doesn't mean the other 98 aren't interested, but that's the kind of response you can get. And I just wanted to show you that it's real. People react that way. So if you're not sure where to find your status, like I said, you look at chats, and in the middle here is status. When you click on status, you go to the top right corner here in the green block that you can't see now. There's 3 dots like these up here. You press it and it says status privacy. Now, when I started using my status effectively like that, there are some people I didn't want to be seeing my status for whatever reason, okay? So if you've got those people who you're not too sure right now that you want them to know what you're doing, you just block them. You click on status privacy, and then this block comes up and you say, my contacts accept. And then from your phone list, you choose people who are not allowed to see your status unless you unblock them. They don't know they've been blocked. They just don't think you're sharing a status. But everyone else who's friends with you on WhatsApp will see your status. So if you're nervous And if that was going to be your next excuse, I've just squashed it for you. Because believe you me, I know all of the excuses. Somebody's drawing on my board. Please, if we can just not do that, it would be appreciated. Thank you. So yeah, we don't want people to be looking at all of our statuses, and we're going to make sure that we just share the statuses with people that we want to. So these are the 8 pictures that I did put out there. Okay, the first one is a Ferris wheel one. I love it. It says, everything you do, everything you say, every choice you make, sooner or later comes back around. Screams gift of legacy, but it doesn't say gift of legacy. The next picture says, life was meant to be colorful. Screams gift of legacy, doesn't say it. Next one, giving is the greatest act of grace. And I love that. It's just so beautiful. And then I found a picture that says color your world. It's not an infographic we've designed. It's on Google. It just says color your world. So I download relevant images or quotes. They come from Google. It's easy. All you have to do is type a word, any theme. I even do days of the week. So this morning I said Wednesday inspirational quotes. Or I will say Ferris wheel, inspirational quotes. I used to do motivational quotes, but they come out a bit too networky, too corporate and businessy, not very gift of legacy. So I rather go for inspirational quotes, and you come up with things like this. So when you are looking for something, look for something that's true to you or true to gift of legacy. And start with maybe 1 to 3 statuses. If you've never posted before, just choose 1 to 3 pictures, start putting them on your status. Like I said, they last 24 hours and magically disappear. You then have to load another status. You can delete statuses, but that's for another training if you want to get that in depth. Okay, but just leave them there. They'll disappear after 24 hours. But choose pictures that are relevant to you. I'm not going to go and say hunting inspirational quotes, because it's not something that gels with me at all. I'm not going to talk about Formula One car racing. Sorry, Dad. You know what I say. It's like paint drying. I'm not going to put that on my status. But if you're into Formula One racing, put inspirational quotes, because it'll draw people to you. You're like-hearted, like-minded people. They're not the same people that I would have on my phone list, okay? These are the other 4. Another Ferris wheel. It says, in helping others, we shall help ourselves. For whatever good we give out completes the circle and comes back to us. It's the same quote, just a bit different. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Boy, have I learned that in Gift of Legacy. And when I first started, and Jenny invited me in April last year, I was like, Jen, I want in, but I'm still involved in that other thing. So I'm just going to do this quietly. I get it. I'll do it. I'll be quiet, Jen. This time I'm going to be quiet. Yes, well, here I am tonight. The other quote, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Isn't that an excuse so many people have? They're not going to do something because they're scared they're going to fail. In fact, in therapy, we call it the fear of failure or the fear of success. So that's a quote that could resonate with people. And then there's that beautiful picture of the lady driving the Ferris wheel. Drive your boards. When you put out a message, like I sent to Tammy, and she responds, remember I ended off with saying, so does my bank account. I send the 3 videos. If you don't have them, we shared them on the Telegram groups today. They're there for you. The middle one, the 7-minute one, you can't share on WhatsApp. You have to forward it. It's just the way WhatsApp works. So don't try and share it because it'll cut it down, but forward it. And those 3 videos explain Gift of Legacy. You don't have to say a word. They explain it beautifully. People respond, and then you invite them to a Zoom call. So here's a quote that I put out yesterday afternoon. I've got a list of people called a broadcast list that every time there's an invite for a presentation, I send it to them, not to a training, but to our public presentations. So yesterday, Tammy got this quote: "A year from now, you'll be glad you started today." She knows exactly what I'm talking about. And then I sent the invite to last night's presentation. Now in South Africa, at midnight last night, our petrol went up astronomically. There was a huge increase in our petrol or gas fee. So I put out a message and I said, all you need to do is watch the Zoom tonight, ask me questions privately, and let's get started. It's 8 o'clock. If your salary can cover the rising petrol and food costs, don't tune in. Because people react to FOMO. Because I'm saying to them, if you've got enough money, don't tune in. Then you don't need this. So it makes them want to join in. So I do get a little bit cheeky sometimes. And look at Tammy's response. I will watch. Sorry, I was out. She means she didn't respond to the message when I sent it because she had been out. Okay. So she's going to go watch the presentation. I know she's had a busy day today. And after tonight's call, I'm going to message her or possibly call her tomorrow. And that's what I'm going to ask her. What did you find interesting? I'm not going to say anything else. I'm not going to say, hey, Tammy, what did you think about it? Because when I say, what do you think about it? She can say, well, I think it's a Ponzi, it's a pyramid. I think you're crazy. I think it's going to take too much, all those excuses that we hear. But what did you find interesting? She's going to say, well, when Petra and Tim were talking, I heard them talking about being able to move on to different boards. And I heard them saying that there's a perpetual board, and that really interests me. And I heard about it being peer-to-peer, and I heard about it being decentralized. So she has to come back with something interesting, and I can take it from there. So I fished her. Just by one picture, I fished her, and I can keep talking. And I don't have to even do the presenting because I've got my 3 videos and our amazing presenters. So these are the kinds of pictures that I download at night before I go to bed, and then I share them. So some of you are on the WhatsApp groups, and I'm on WhatsApp groups for various groups. I share motivational, inspirational messages every morning. I put them on my statuses, and I send them to people during the day. I look for things that resonate with me, that I understand, that touch my heart, and that are authentic to me. So I've discovered I like gardening. I never used to like gardening, but I love gardening. So I look for flowers. So the most precious gift you can offer others is your presence. When mindfulness embraces those we love, we will bloom like flowers. That's gift of legacy. This one, working hard for something we don't care about is called stress. Working hard for something we love is called passion. Oh boy, and there are some passionate people in Gift of Legacy. I just want to give a big shout out to the support team, to the presenters and the core leaders, developers who spend hours of time. We are all volunteers. We do this for free, but we do it. Why? Because we love what we're doing, and we get paid because it's passion. We get paid by helping you, not in money. We get paid with passion because we love sharing Gift of Legacy with people. Yesterday, I put that one out. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. Now, here's a little bit about me. If you know me, you will know this very well. I love butterflies, I love elephants, and I love VW Beetles. My first car was a bright yellow VW Budgerbug. But I love butterflies, and elephants are my heart animal. They're my spirit animal. So when I find a butterfly that says, surround yourself with like-minded people who inspire and support you, I've got to share it everywhere because it's a butterfly. but it talks gift of legacy. I love putting that post out. Earlier this year, one of the gentlemen in Gift of Legacy who I'd never even met before, one morning messaged me and he said, Adele, I've been watching your WhatsApp status and I just wanted to share this picture with you. And it's this one of the blue elephant. Now, blue is one of my favorite colors and I love elephants. And it was a day I really, really needed some positivity. It was just a bad day. And when you start doing what you truly want to do, you start living a different kind of life. And I was blown away because I didn't realize he was watching my status. And you know who you are. And I thank you because that image got me through a really tough time earlier this year. And then my VW Beetle. Well, my VW Beetle has been with me from my very first online Zoom call presentation. I used it as my starter picture. And it does say, my goal is to build a life I don't need a vacation from. And I loved it. And I believed in it. And I still do. It's my mantra. That is me in one picture. But you know what? The first time I watched Tim present and I heard his story, I was like, damn, this man is living my life. Him and Monica are doing just that. They are living a life that they don't need to take a vacation from. And so even though I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Tim yet, I know him. I've spoken to him in person and I know somebody who's doing that. And so it inspires me. And when I put that picture out on statuses, on broadcast lists, people respond to it because that's what we all want. We don't want to live a life where we're wishing for Friday. We want to live that kind of a life. These are other pictures. The Color Your World one. I love the one in the middle. Live, love, laugh, and leave a legacy. There we go. There's Gift of Legacy without Gift of Legacy being mentioned. And then the one on the right-hand side, again, it's flowers. I love tulips. And it says, flowers are like friends. They bring color to your world. So when somebody does something really special for me or touches my heart, I share that picture with them because I really mean it, not because I'm fishing, but hey, if they respond to it, well, there's an opening for me. Because you see, I use these pictures in my daily life. It's become part of who I am. If you know me, you know that I share pictures all the time. I share images. That's why I'm passionate about doing the infographics. Because visual perception and the way people see things is so important. And I'm a visual person. And so pictures say 1,000 words. We don't need to be talking in long sentences or getting fancy. A simple picture can connect with people. So lots of you saw that picture on the left-hand side last week. I loved it. I found it and I had to share it. To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people just exist. Sure. Don't you feel like that sometimes, that you're just existing? I do. I really do. But we want to live. We want to be there all the time. We want to live our lives. And that's what Gift of Legacy allows us to do. And then I can't remember who shared the one on the right. They shared it on one of the WhatsApp groups I'm on. But my other favorite saying, lockdown, is #BeKind. And true kindness is helping someone without expecting anything in return. You ever felt that you're at the bottom of a well and you can see the light and you just need to get up there? That's Gift of Legacy, right there. Reaching out to somebody and helping them. And then sometimes I get a little bit more serious and a little bit, I call it funky, and go a bit more graphic. I like pictures that are simple, make people stop and think. A negative mindset never leads to a positive life. Or we make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give. I used this one the other day. Take the risk or dream forever. Because for many people, it's a risk. It's not just stepping out of their comfort zone. It's taking a risk. $100 is a lot of money. In South Africa, it's a lot of money. For me, $100 is my weekly groceries. And now you're asking me to send that to somebody I don't know. So I understand the risk people are taking, but are you prepared to take that risk or dream forever? And when you talk to people and you're passionate and you can show them that you truly believe in this, they'll listen to you. So once you've got people's attention now, you've attracted them in, you're that magnet, and they've responded. You've got your 99 people responding to your Ferris wheel picture. You create a broadcast list on WhatsApp. It's not a group. It's not where people can interact. It's a broadcast list. So there's my picture. Remember down here at the bottom, there was 99 people, okay? 99 people, and then there's an I at the bottom where it says 99. If I click on that I, it will give me a list of names of people who have looked at that image. Now, I'm not going to show it to you because I'm very aware of the Poppy Act, but it will give me all those names. Screenshot those names. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go here on your WhatsApp. When you open WhatsApp, in the top right corner, there's 3 little dots. You're going to click on there and you're going to go to new broadcast. You're not going to create a group. You're going to new broadcast. You create a broadcast list. You put all those names on, and then every day you send a message on your broadcast list to those people. Now, when I started with that other platform, I was using Facebook more than WhatsApp. Okay, and I just called them Facebook groups, so I keep doing them. But I have got 7 broadcast lists called Facebook 127. Now, a broadcast list can have, I think it's up to 236, 237 people before it's full, and then I start another one. So those aren't all full, but generally they're between 50 and 150 people each. Every day that there's a presentation, or sometimes like today when there's no presentation, I'll just send a message. I will post a message on there like that one I posted to Tammy, and I will post it to all these people on these broadcast lists. 7 times 50, 7 times 150, more than 2 people. I'll send a message to them. But on a broadcast list, they can only respond to me. So they see it as a personal message from me. It's not me personally messaging all these people. So it's an easier way to cope and manage. I work 6 days a week. I've limited time, but I'm in a routine every day. When I need to send it, I send a message to my Facebook pages, to my Facebook groups, because then I know that they're all getting the message and then they respond to me. At the moment, I'm talking to about 5 or 6 of them who connected with a picture last week, and they're very keen on joining. They don't all join at once, no, but they're there, captive audience. And they can ask me to stop sending the messages. Some do. Sometimes I take people off the list. But those are people who like hearing what I'm saying. The time's not right for them. It doesn't mean their no is a no to me. It just means not now. But I'm consistent sending them messages. So this morning I thought, let's go and see other people's statuses, because that's another way. Not only do you draw people in with your status, but you go and look what other people's statuses are. So when you go to status, instead of my status, you go and see everyone else's statuses. So no one knows any of these other people, so I've blocked them out. But Jenny is there, my dear friend Jenny. And that's her status today. What if your legacy wasn't about what you leave behind, but what you do today? And the secret behind a good day is good attitude. And you see here, it says reply. So I can reply to her message. Just like Tammy responded to me and said, how? If I reply there to Jenny, I'll say, what do you mean your legacy? And then she can connect with me. So a status is not just drawing people in, but allows you to go and fish for like-minded people. Some people use their statuses to advertise the products they're selling. So go and look at those statuses. The people who are selling all of the clothing, cosmetics, whatever. See how hard they're working at selling those. And one day just connect with them and say, hey, how's that working out for you? Can I interest you in something different? Or if people post a picture that you really connect with, say, wow, I really believe in that. You know what? I found something that allows me to actually believe in what you're saying, or has allowed me to receive gifts like you're talking about gifts, and you start a communication. You're doing this from your couch, from your office, while you're standing in a grocery queue, while you're waiting in the car park to fetch your child from school. You're on your phone. You're not having to find time to go and find your two. We're all on our phones in the day. So go on your phones and fish. That's what you need to do. Use your phone to fish. You don't have to go out and look for people. You can use social media to draw people in and to go look for people. Just go look at their statuses. So it's really important. You remember, we are attracting people. We're not advertising. I've spoken a lot of gift of legacy there. In fact, lots of what I've said, I've repeated things that I've learned from the presenters in the Zoom calls. But I haven't said gift of legacy. I've spoken about like-minded, like-hearted. I've talked about gifts, and you give, you receive, you help. That's gift of legacy. So attract people. Don't advertise. Don't go and put gift of legacy out there. Please don't. You don't want to have legal cases against you. You don't want to lose your gift in gift of legacy. Just work with us. You can use social media, but use it appropriately. So that's what's up. You can use it very similarly in terms of Facebook. So Facebook, you use your story. When you open up your Facebook page, you obviously can type what's happening and what's on your mind, and that goes onto your news feed. Or then there's your stories. And stories are the same as WhatsApp statuses. They last 24 hours. So you can post a story. So there's my post today. That same one about working hard for something, and it's called stress. But when you're doing what you love, it's a passion. That's my story. People will respond to it, and then I can message them and say, hey, you know what? I'm glad you liked that post, but it's not just a post. It's actually something that I'm doing. I have found something that's a passion. I found something that gives me joy again. I found something that gives me hope again. I found something that's not MLM or networking or makes me feel awkward. I believe in this because gift of legacy actually fits right in with my life, because that's what I've said to people. And then you talk to them from there. You can also use your Facebooks, your actual stories, the things that you post, your daily stories. Now, on Sunday, a whole bunch of us met. There's Melissa and Petra, Angela, Jenny, and I. We pulled a surprise, and we went to go and surprise Angela and Petra. And I was very strategic in what I said when I put it on Facebook. I said, today was a very special day. During lockdown, I've come to know these phenomenal women online. But today, Jenny took me to meet them. Surprises are the best hellos. They have colored my world, and we have developed strong friendships online. There was a whole lot of hugging, and I said a few other things. But it was strategic, because now people are going to say, who are these phenomenal women? What are you doing? Are you selling clothes? And looks like you're selling clothes. And I'll be, no. It's way better than selling clothes. Well, it would look like that from those pictures, right? But I was strategic. Nowhere there did I say gift of legacy, but I've planted seeds. You've heard the presenters say, plant seeds. That's how you plant seeds. Because now my images all make sense. I'm talking about friends that color my world. There's an image there they might have seen on my status or my story the other day. There's something real in real time. Now, what I did on Facebook during lockdown, when our first day of lockdown started, 26th of March, 2020, I started a journal. Lockdown 2020, day one. And I went right through until lockdown started, every single day. Some days I posted about the clouds or the appliances in my house or special events, but I kept a journal of lockdown. And I didn't put that journal there for any other reason than it was the last thing I did at night before I went to bed, because lockdown was really hard for me. As a medical professional, I couldn't work because I work from home with children. My practice is at home. So my finances were affected. I've also struggled in other ways in lockdown, but that's a testimonial for another day. But I would post a message every night, my journal of my story through lockdown, to motivate me to get up in the morning. But people started following those posts, and people started listening and following my story, and they would look forward to it. So whether I was sending pictures about sunsets or the butterfly in the garden or what we were doing to keep busy, all those things I baked, all those things I knitted, I put it out there to motivate me, but it became a story. My Facebook took a life of its own, and now I keep posting things, uplifting positive things, because we all need that, right? We need to hear the good stuff, and that's what Gift of Legacy is really about. Instagram is the same thing, to be honest. The only reason I have Instagram is to spy on my son, because teenagers use Instagram. So I'm not very active on Instagram. I pop a story every day. I put something out. I don't really respond to people on Instagram. I might like things once or twice, but I'm not an Instagrammer. But many of you who are in the more entertainment industry, I know you use Instagram. Use it. Put out your posts, because the minute you start putting these kinds of things out, people respond. My lockdown flower became the dandelion. So I started posting lots of dandelion pictures, and especially ones when they talk about the beautiful thing about today is that you get the choice to make it better than yesterday. Gee, don't we all need that, even post-lockdown? Those are things that we need to put out, and people respond to them. So whether you're using your stories on Instagram or Facebook or WhatsApp, if you're into TikTok, I've got a friend who's crazy into TikTok. I've got to still learn how to do that. Put things out that draw people to you, and look what other people are putting out and respond to them, because that's how you're fishing. And we've done this presentation in our precursor program for our team. We actually did a 3-part training, so we can go deeper into this, because fishing is great, but going fishing with friends is a lot more fun. And I'd love to share that with you at some point as well, because we can all do that and fish together, and you really see the benefits of it. So one of my favorite Facebook pages that I follow, I've started following Facebook pages that have inspirational messages. This is a Facebook page. It's called Inspirivity. And the person who posts the designs, all of these, she paints them. And I just love them. The colors scream at me. It's totally Gift of Legacy. And every day there's something beautiful. But just want to remind you that good things come to those who hustle. I tell people that I have a night shift. I've got a side hustle. I have my office on my phone. I'm working online. Because when you start putting those words out, I know Candace always says, where energy goes, energy flows, or something to that effect. Where energy flows, intention goes. I think it's something like that. But good things do come to people who hustle. And when you put things out there, they come back to you. Maybe all 500 people, whatever, haven't responded to me, but I've got a lot more contacts on my phone list. I've got a lot of people following me on my different platforms, and they start connecting with me. And I have got people in my team who've connected with me on social media and who've joined. I know that they have. And so I'm just going to share one more picture. Jenny sent this to me before the presentation tonight, and I had to slip it in. She said, good luck, Adele. You've got this, girl. And I do, because we know it works. We know that going fishing works. So take your phone, sit on your couch, get out there and speak to people. Get the likes and the loves and get the emojis and the responses and get your two. Because if we get our two, we are going to fill those boards. We're going to get the movement. Let's create positivity to get positivity. Let's not sit and wait and ask and wish and wait. Let's go out and do. Because if you teach people to fish, they will get food. But if you just put fish on a plate, they're going to eat and have one meal. And that's what we want Gift of Legacy to be. We want you to go out and fish, and find people. So I hope those images stay in your mind and you will be inspired to go and look for them. I'm going to stop sharing, and I don't know, Velissa, if you have found Winston, but Winston is one of my team members. I've never met him. I don't think I've ever even seen his face, and I'm really excited for Winston to share his story because he's one of my fish, and I'm going to hand over to him right now.
Hi, everybody. Firstly,
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Winston.
I'm so grateful to. Hi, Adele. How are you?
I'm so happy to see your face.
Oh, great. I'm so grateful to be given this opportunity to have a few words. I met Adele sometimes last year. I met her through social media. We chatted. She is so energetic and full of life, and she explained everything to me. And the way she is handling all this is all because of the love of the people. It is within her. She has it. She likes to help people. And I said, I've got to join her. I've got to join her. Let's join up the forces and go forward. And the kindness, Ubuntu, is very, very important. And as you can see, we are all mixed people, blacks, whites, etc. And also the racial, bringing people of different races together, which is amazing. Amazing. Mashawa is really an amazing lady. And she doesn't give up. Whatever she believes in, she will follow it until the end, which I find it to be so inspiring. She's the greatest woman. You know what we say in Zulu? She is imbogoto. And I would like just to end my story there. And the only thing which I would like to add again, guys, let's stand up, let's pull together, let's move forward, let's move forward. Let this train move. Let it move. It's a train full of love, full of everything, laughter and also kindness. Thank you, Adele.
Winston, thank you. Thank you, my friend. Winston was on one of my broadcast lists, and I sent a message in, I think it was about March. It was early in March. I sent a broadcast message one day. And Winston and I have chatted, and he always goes, thank you for not forgetting me. Thank you for being consistent. Thank you for always being there. And I sent a message, and whatever that message was that day, it connected with Winston, and he said, I want to join. I want to join Gift of Legacy. I'm ready now. And Winston has joined, and he doesn't live too far from me, actually. So we're going to meet for coffee soon. In fact, this is the first time I'm emotional because I've never seen Winston's face. Winston used my given name when he was talking there. Some of you might have seen it on the boards. It's one of my usernames. It's Maschaba. And when I worked at Krasani Baragwanath Hospital, when I first qualified, I was given the name by my assistant who worked with me, Mum Emily. She gave me she gave me a Zulu name, which is of high honor, and she gave me the name Maschaba. Winston, do you want to tell them what Maschaba means? I think he's muted.
No? I think
Winston?
he's just frozen. I
Yeah,
think
it's the lady of the nation.
Here we go.
That's what it means.
Yeah. So it's all coming together now, because Gift of Legacy allows me to do what I love doing. It allows me to go out and connect with people, to allow them to improve their lives and to help their communities and to help their friends and their families. But it allows me to make my circle bigger and to meet other people. So let's go fishing, everybody. Let's go fishing.
Thank you so much, Adele. Thank you, Winston, for just sharing with us how Adele fished in the pond and you grabbed onto it, and you are now part of our amazing, beautiful community. And as I see Bayanda also said in the chat, Adele, your name also means the mother of nations. So you are really part of our heartbeat of Gift of Legacy. And we're just so grateful and honored that you're part of our amazing community. And I just want to thank you for what a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful training this evening. I think it got a lot of people thinking, and it's given a lot of people ideas and the tools they need to step out of their comfort zones a little bit and to try something different, especially with those beautiful, beautiful motivational pics that you put every morning. So thank you, Adele, and thank you for your commitment also to our community. We really love and appreciate you so, so much. And Winston and Adele, I'm waiting for the coffee pictures. Hopefully you guys can get to meet in person soon.
Yeah, we've got to do that. We've got to make a plan. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you so much for being here and helping. And
yes, that's nice.
I think we lost Winston.
Everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into our beautiful Adele's training. Sending everybody some love.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Night, night.